The design concept really was from Manuel Arias Matisse himself. Other architects and people have talked about his work being ruins of the future, and I think this house here really has those bones of that. He had these very strong principles about the form, the layout, the scale, the power of the walls and the openings. Even though we pushed him a few times, we really came back to see his views of how he saw the world and how he saw this house to be. I'm Jeff Provan, Design Director at Neo Metro and also the client of the Morey House here in Mount Martha. We're sitting just on top of a cliff top, so we get a little bit of an aspect out to the west. It's a really lovely position, so a little bit of its own climate zone here with the breezes off the sea and also the line of the sun as it comes across the property in a northerly aspect. The brief was fairly simple. It was really about the idea that it needed to be a generational beach house, and we weren't really specific about the size or the rooms or the number of. We gave him things that we really aspire to in terms of artists, books, music, concrete, materiality, and that was really the extent of the brief. There was no drawings or images given to him, and that was the substance of it.
Este projeto começou de uma maneira muito particular. Começou com uma visita dos clientes de Jeff e da Moriko ao ateliê e começou por ser apresentado um briefing de um modo muito particular. Aliás, muito raro, mas muito interessante. Eles apresentaram-nos um programa que dizia um espaço para comer, um espaço para dormir, um espaço para estar, e descrevia cada uma das ambições deste espaço. E isto era uma maneira logo muito única e muito inteligente de apresentar o projeto do que queriam. A casa divide-se nestas áreas. E aquilo que é para nós mais importante, que no fundo faz novamente o reassunto de toda a casa, é a luz zenital que faz esta cruz. É a maneira como a família diz que quer marcar o território para construir uma casa para as várias gerações, e é a maneira como nós dividimos os usos na casa entre estar, áreas mais íntimas, áreas dos netos, áreas do tatame, área de estar e área de comer. Todas as outras funções se agarram a esta cruz que acaba por dividir os 4 jardins. Portanto, eu acho que a casa, no fundo, tem uma ideia de divisão em que permite que a casa seja usada e se tenha uma sensação de estar num todo na casa, mas também que cada um destes espaços possa ser um complemento nas várias vivências e na liberdade de vivência que a casa permite.
The basis of the crucifix works really well, and whilst it really doesn't have a formal entry and most people come through the back door or through the kitchen door, which is a very crucial part of this house because the kitchen is always producing food, breakfast, lunch and dinner when we're down here, and very much around the family meal table is where we spend most of our time. When there's only 2 of us in here, we live in half the crucifix, we can shut the other half down. At any one time it can house, a number of other people, and there is 4 freestanding buildings. 2 bedroom bungalows, we call them, which are self-contained, so they're living their own little holiday, so to speak, but then coming into the main house to eat. Part of the Morey House brief was to have a tatami room in it. The idea was to really increase our capacity to be able to sleep extra people. When Moriko's family came from Japan, we can put futons down and people can sleep, but as we've grown with it, it's become much more multifunctional, and kids are using it as a games room. We play chess in there, play Uno in there. It's just such a lovely space to spend an afternoon in snoozing. So, it is a very important room in the Morey House.
Nós não estamos interessados em condicionar as pessoas ou condicionar a maneira como as pessoas vivem. Estamos interessados em facilitar a vida às pessoas. Portanto, isso é que verdadeiramente nos motiva. Desenhar possibilidades de liberdade para espaços que as pessoas vão vir a utilizar. Vão vir a ocupar de formas diferentes no tempo, vão vir a ocupar mesmo de formas diferentes no seu cotidiano, e o que nos interessa é possibilitar essa liberdade. Porque a arquitetura relaciona-se com todos os condicionantes da vida, e o que interessa é que a arquitetura possa possibilitar essa ideia de vida.
Living by the sea can be fairly harsh conditions and quite trying on a building. You know, with sea spray or whatever, things corrode quite quickly. And here, the bulk of the building is concrete, and whilst uses may change within the house, the basic format is there for the longevity of this house to wear in and not wear out. The staircase at the entry, which has a cut stringer underneath, is very much a signature detail of Manuel's and appears on a number of his projects. This sort of showing the structure underneath or showing the form. And as you go up the stair, it starts to widen, and then you realise you're coming to this roof space area, which is open to the sea and the 360 view around. It's really about a journey up there, not so much about what are we going to do up there. And yes, it would probably make a great party space or a great garden, but the idea of it, leaving it in its sort of simple pureness, so you can understand the building and you can understand the environment around. And for us, it was very much important just to leave it in that and not really add anything else to it. I love the beach, but I also love just hanging out in this house, and the more time I spend, the more times I experience different feelings within the house and different vistas, different ideas, different thoughts. I think for us, this house was actually about slowing down and building things once, building it right and building quality.
A coisa que é mais gratificante num trabalho que nós aqui fizemos é talvez o lado da colaboração. A colaboração com a família, a colaboração com a Neometro e o que nós aprendemos em construção com eles, e também a forma como, de alguma maneira, conseguimos ter com toda a equipa de arquitetos que trabalhou connosco do lado australiano, conseguimos ter a construção de uma coisa que foi tão natural. E essa tão natural hoje traduz-se na forma tão simples com que a família veio utilizar esta casa.